Hey everybody! I have not been posting content for a while, and that is because I have been sick, unfortunately. You can probably still hear that in my voice. But I'm so excited to share with you today my first ever long form content video. So that is really exciting, and I am so happy that I can finally try and do one of these. The reason for this is because the topic that I'm trying to cover today is actually like so long that I can't fit it into shorts. I would have to do so many shorts. So I decided to try my hand at long form content and see how it goes. Also, 60 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. I started this account mostly just as like a little hobby account, and I was not expecting to actually have people stick around. So thank you so much, guys. This has been super fun. I'm super excited to share with you my topic that I'm covering today. So the topic of this video is a very special thing that has happened over the last week, 2 weeks or so, and that is the release of a very highly anticipated One Piece arc. I am a huge One Piece fan, so this is such big news for me. This is the Elbaph arc, and it has been anticipated since way back in Little Garden, which is like at the very beginning of the anime, and I'm so hyped. And so I have made this video to kind of celebrate that. I'm going to try and keep it as spoiler-free as possible. I myself am not even caught up on the manga yet, so I don't know any of what's about to go down in Elbaph. And also, this video I'm not going to be talking about One Piece spoilers at all, really, because the topic of this video is I have drawn the One Piece crew, the Straw Hats, Elbaph outfits, because they're so fire, they're so cool, and I love them. However, I've drawn them with a twist. I have tweaked their fits a little bit, taking inspiration from Oda's chapter 446 color spread, which he drew way back, where he drew all, well, not all, but most of the One Piece crew in like Viking outfits, and I love that color spread so much, and I wanted to kind of incorporate it into their official designs because I love them both, and I wanted to kind of give my own take, my own spin on their outfits. So I'm so excited to show you guys this. I've been working on it for a bit while I've been sick, and yeah, let's just get right into it. Alright, so before I get into my redesigns, I wanted to show y'all both the official designs and the color spread that I took inspiration from. So I'm starting off with the official designs. One thing I noticed right off the bat is that, except for Chopper and Usopp, every single Straw Hat has like this feathery or furry coat, which I think is cool, but personally I like to have like a little variety in texture with designs. So one of the changes I've made is that some of the people with like a feathery or furry coat, I have changed to like a cloth cloak instead. So you'll see that in my redesigns, but let's get into them one by one. First we have Luffy. I love it. He looks so cool, so ready to go. One thing I'm kind of questioning is the axe, because we've never really seen Luffy use weapons very much. It's mostly just like hand-to-hand combat with him. I would love to see him if he uses this axe at all in the anime. That would be really fun. I think most of the weapons on them are mostly decorative because Sanji has a weapon too, and he is known for never using his hands. So, but it would be interesting to see if he actually does use the axe. I think that would be really cool. For Zoro, I think his design is cool. I do think it's a little funny. They kind of give him chicken legs, which cracks me up a little bit. His goggles are super duper cool. The quality on his is kind of bad for some reason. Like I feel like Luffy's had a little better quality. I don't know. But he has a really cool like this long green cloak. I like his like furry belts. I love his goggles. As we know from Skypiea, Zoro with goggles is absolutely amazing, so I love that. Definitely keeping the goggles. I think I'm gonna change more of his outfit though. Then we have Nami, my poor girl. I think her design is so cute and I love it, but she has no underpants. She has nothing on under her belt. So I'm gonna take one for the girlies and cover her up a little bit. in my redesign. But other than that, I love Nami's design. I love her hair. It's so cool. I love that you can see down here they numbered like the amounts of braid she has. I think that's so cool. All right. Sanji, also a victim of the chicken legs. I love his like kind of like shawl wrap cloak situation. I think it looks really cool. Like I said earlier, he has a sword, which like I don't know if he's ever going to use that because we know that he doesn't use weapons. Like I said, it's probably just for decoration, but he's got a really cool design as well. I love the blue. I'm definitely keeping the blue. It's such an iconic Sanji color. We got Chopper. He's so cute. One thing I think I might change with Chopper is I love like the hat allowing for his horns to pick up, but I feel like the gold tips on his horns are giving him a very samurai look, plus with like the design of the hat. And I think it's not really quite what we're going for because this is supposed to be Viking based. It looks more like feudal China, feudal Japan. But I love his little white cloak. He's so cute. Okay, Robin. I love Robin's design so much. She got her bangs back, guys. I'm so hyped. I love both she and Nami have these really cute like little furry coats around the shoulders that are going on that I love. I love her asymmetrical skirt. It's so cool, and like the armor down her side is amazing. I think she has such a cool design, and so I want to stick pretty close to the official design with Robin. Usopp. He's another one I'm not a big fan of the design for. I feel like the fake beard looks a little like, okay, the whole fit actually looks a little clownish with from like the bright orange beard to like the striped giant pantaloons. Even if they just made the beard black, I feel like that would have been a little better. But I'm gonna try and fix his fit a little bit and make it a little more Viking-esque. I think his hat, his Viking hat with the horns, is so cool. His like helmet. Yeah, so I'm gonna definitely change some things up with him. Frankie looks phenomenal. I love Frankie's whole fit. I don't know if I'm gonna even change much with him. I think he just looks amazing. He looks so cool. I really love just like the charcoal coat. I think I'm gonna definitely keep the texture on the coat for him because I think it looks really good with the rest of his fit. And the awesome Viking beard, of course, that's amazing. Alright, next we have, well actually, oh no, we have two more. We have Jinbei. I love like the dragon design on his belt. It's so cool. I love his coat as well. Just this giant like fuchsia looking color. I think his design actually looks like one of the most like Viking-esque designs out of all of theirs. I just like it looks like very like Nordic to me. I don't know, I really love it. And then last but not least, we've got Brook. His design is so cool. I love that for him, he's got the straight pointy horns instead of the curved horns. I think that's awesome. I love his helmet situation, so cool. I really love this shield. I think that's so cool. I love it that it like kind of pairs with his sword king. And I love his like little armor underneath the long coat. So I think I'm going to stick pretty close to the original design with Brook as well. Alright, so here we have the 446 color spread. It looks so cool. This is a Viking color spread that Oda did way back in the day, and I love their designs. They look so cool. So I'm going to kind of go through. To take notice that not all the Straw Hats are here. We are missing Nami, Robin, Jinbei, and I think Brook as well. I think that's everybody. But for the people displayed here, I love their designs so much. They look so cool. Starting off with Zoro. I am obsessed with this design. So I'm going to try and actually, well, so my redesign actually mirrors this design a lot more than his official design. It looks so cool. The feathers, the giant black cloak, the pants with like the fur coming out, it all just looks insanely good. I love it so much. Yeah, I adore this design for Zoro's Viking look. We have Sanji over here. I love his like cowl cloak thing. It looks so cool with like the hood and everything. He also has some armor going on here like he does in the official design. I'm not a big fan of the lime green pants, but I think his cloak style just looks so cool. So I'm going to try and incorporate that into my redesign. Luffy. I really love the design of his cloak as well, with like the little fur around the neck. I love the horns on the straw hat. I love his striped pants. He looks so cool, like the little binoculars and the goggles. Yeah, he looks awesome. They all have like little elements of armor, I'm just noticing, except for Zoro, which is really cool. We have Chopper in the background. He still has a white cloak, you know? I think actually Oda probably used parts of these for his official designs because parts of them look similar to the official designs for the anime and the manga. But what I really like here is that Chopper has like the more Viking looking helmet. I love the little feather. I think it looks so cool. Usopp's design is so much better. He's a really cool helmet. He has this really awesome cloak. I love this cloak. I'm definitely going to try and like incorporate it into my redesign. It looks so cool. And then we've got Frankie. I like Frankie's, I like his official design better than this. But I do think his, like, you can kind of see like the armor squares down here. I think that looks really cool. And I think that his helmet is super creative because you can see with his old design, it goes up to cover his hair, which I think is so funny and awesome. But with his new design, his hair is changing all the time, and I do like the Viking beard he has in the official design better. But overall, I think they look so cool on this color spread. So yeah, this is the other source I am taking inspiration from for my redesigns. So, all right, starting off strong with Luffy. So I kept his official Luffy red because it's his color. He's got to have it. But other than that, I stuck pretty close to the color spread design for his cloak here. I did keep the clasp and the crossbody belt from the official design because they both just look so cool. But other than that, most of Luffy here is pretty close to the color spread. I kept his pants from the color spread because they're so cool and they just add that little bit of pirate into his outfit, which I love. He was barefoot in the color spread as well, which is just so like on point for Luffy. So I kept him barefoot in my design as well. In the color spread, he had his Viking horns attached to his straw hat, while in the official design, he had a separate Viking hat than his straw hat. And I just really love the fact that Oda attached his horns to his straw hat in the color spread because that way he can still wear his hat while also having the awesome Viking horns. So I think that's really cool. So yeah, this is Luffy's design that I've come up with by mishmashing the color spread and his official design. All right, here we got Zoro. Like I mentioned before, I'm sticking very closely to his color spread design because I loved it so much. However, I did try and incorporate bits and pieces of his official design in. He still got the goggles. I think they're awesome. And then I tried to put some green highlights on his cloak to just kind of give it like a sort of almost like a dark green feel rather than entirely black to try and emanate his cloak from the official design. But other than that, yeah, he's mostly pretty similar to the 446 color spread because I just love that design so much. It's so cool. So this is my Zoro. All right, next we got Nami. Like I said, I covered her up a little bit more. I gave her some pants under that belt, brought her shirt up a little bit more because girl is gonna be fighting. She needs to be able to move around in the clothing that she has. It's just not practical, guys. It's not practical. But yeah, I loved her whole official design so much other than that. So yeah, this is mainly what I've got for Nami going on here. I kept her sword because I thought it was really fun. So yeah. Got Sanji. So for him, I kept his blue from the official design because I love that color for him. I kept the really cool, like, belt design he had in the official design, because I loved, like, the buckle he had. For his cloak, I went after the color spread design more with, like, I really loved, like, the fur trim, and this really cool clasp here. I kept the armor from both designs, although the armor he's wearing seems to lean a little bit more towards the color spread. What else? I gave him the spear from the color spread versus the sword, because I think the spear offers a little diversity, because so many of them have swords. I think, oh yeah, I gave him these, fingerless gloves, which he actually doesn't have in either design, but I was thinking, should I give him sleeves, should I give him gloves, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to go right in between, and give him fingerless gloves, and I think they turned out really cool. Yeah, so this is my Sanji design. For Robin, like I said, I've kept it pretty close to her official design. A couple things I did change. I gave her this sort of clasp to keep her coat on her shoulders. I gave her these little feathers in her hair as sort of an adornment. And then I also added these armor cuffs to kind of be sort of like gauntlets for her. So I love her design so much. I think she looks so cool. All right, next we got Usopp. I did change a good deal about Usopp from his official design, but I kept some aspects of him, like his striped pants I wanted to keep. I just toned them down a few shades to try and lessen like the clowny feel of them. I gave him the cloak from the color spread because I think it looked so cool, and some furs around his boots. I gave him a double-sided axe because I feel like that's just so fun. I think he had like a single axe or like a sword or something in the color spread, but I thought it'd be fun to give him that. And then I tried to keep kind of his horn shape. I just couldn't go up as pointy as they were in the official design because I would run out of room on the page, frankly. But yeah, so here's Usopp's design. We got Chopper. So as Chopper, I kept his antlers coming up as the Viking horns, but I kind of redesigned his helmet a little bit to A, both reflect his hat, and B, look a little less samurai-ish. His armor still looks a little samurai-ish, but it's under his cloak, so. I kept his stripy pants, but I did make them a different color. I added the little feather from the color spread because I thought that was really cool, as well as the spear from the color spread because he had a really cool spear. And also the clasp is from the color spread, and I kept his cloak pretty similar to the one both from the color spread and from the official design. His armor reflects more of the color spread design, and yeah, that's my Chopper that I've got. Here we've got Frankie. I've stuck pretty close to the official design with him. I gave him a couple things from the color spread, like his shield. I also gave him a feather on his helmet. I'm now realizing that I called helmets hats a bunch of times in this video, and that bothers me. These are helmets. They can be called hats, I guess, but... Anyways, I wanted to give him a kind of Spartan look, even though it is based on, Elbaph is based on Nordic mythology. I thought it'd be cool to make him look kind of Spartan. Yeah, so this is Frankie's fit. He's kind of got those, like, armor squares from the color spread, but the rest is mostly pretty accurate to his official design. Right, here we got Jinbei. For him, he also was not featured in the color spread, so I stuck pretty closely to his official design. There are a few things that I tweaked. For one, I changed his belt buckle from silver to gold. I did keep the dragon, though, because I loved it so much. I changed his gauntlets to kind of match his belt a little bit, because I thought that would be fun. Yeah, there's not much else I changed. He doesn't have his crossbody belt, but he does have his axe, which was super fun to design. I loved giving it the little details. Yeah, so this is Jinbei's design. All right, here we got Brook. He was such a fun one to do. So he wasn't featured on the color spread, so I mostly stuck to his official design. There's a couple things I changed. One of them that's probably very apparent is I changed his cloak to be a little bit more minty toned since Chopper already had a white cloak. I gave him this fun little clasp to hold up his cloak. I think it's really cool looking. The rest is mostly pretty accurate to his official design. I think I changed like his sleeves and pants colors and a couple other colors, but I tried to keep it pretty spot on. I really love his purple shield and his cane. I think they're such a fun combo. So yeah, he's one of my favorites. Alright, so that is all of my One Piece redesigns. If you stuck with me this long, thank you so much. I will definitely be posting more One Piece content in the future. So if you like One Piece, feel free to subscribe. And if you don't like One Piece, I post lots of other content as well. So go check me out. Thank you guys for coming along with me on this little rant sesh. Alright, see you!